George Orwell. His real name and the full name is the Eric Arthur Blair and known by his pen name George Orwell. He was born on 25 June 1903 in Motihari, Bengal, India, then under British rule. And his parents were Richard Walmesley Blair, a British colonial officer, and Ada Mabel Blair. And he had two sisters, Marjorie and Avril. And his family belonged to the lower upper middle class of British society. At the age of 1, Orwell moved with his mother to England and he studied at St. Cyprian School, Eastward on a scholarship and won a scholarship to Eton College, one of Britain's most prestigious schools. At Eton, he developed his love for reading and writing but was not a conventional student. And after school, Orwell joined the Indian Imperial Police in Burma in 1922 and served there for 5 years, witnessing the harsh realities of imperial rule, and resigned in 1927 because he was disgusted by British colonialism. Returned to England to become a writer and journalist, and he took the pen name George Orwell, combining George after St. George, the patron saint of England, and Orwell after the river Orwell in Suffolk. He lived among poor people in London and Paris to understand poverty and class struggles, and wrote his first major book, Down and Out, in Paris and London 1933, based on these experiences. And his major works are Burmese Days, A Clergyman's Daughter, Keep the Aspidistra Flying, The Road to Vegan Beer, Homage to Catalonia, and Animal Farm in 1984. And he was a democratic socialist and criticized both capitalism and totalitarianism, especially fascism and communism, believed in freedom, equality, and the power of truth and writing. And he worked as journalist and essayist for publications like The Tribune, The Observer, and The New Statesman. And his famous essays are Shooting an Elephant, Politics and the English Language, The Lion and the Unicorn. He married Eileen in 1936 and he adopted a son, Richard Horatio Blair. And Eileen died in 1945 during surgery, and he later married Sonia Browne-Bell in 1949, just before his death. And he suffered from tuberculosis for several years and died on 21st January 1950 in London at the age of 46. And he was buried at All Saints Churchyard, Sutton Courtenay, Oxfordshire. And he is remembered as one of the greatest English writers, essayists, and social critics of the 20th century, and his works Animal Farm and 1984 are among the most widely read and studied books in the world. The term Orwellian is now used to describe oppressive political system, and his writing continues to inspire discussions about truth, freedom, and government control. Thanks for watching.